Hey everybody, it's Cotton here, and I am bringing you some more of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. In the last video, we put all of the pearls back into the statues, or I guess not really back, but we put the pearls into the statues, and we made the Tower of the Gods appear. And in this video, we are going to, well, just start going through it. Now, this dungeon, particularly, I've said before that this is my favorite Zelda game, but I have to say that, you know, I do like all of the dungeons in the game, like, except for this one. This one I've never really cared for entirely too much. You know, it's just never really stood out to me, in particular. You know, some of the other ones, they have, like, maybe really cool settings, you know, like maybe forest setting, or, what else is there? Either their settings or just kind of the main gameplay idea behind the levels I just really enjoyed, but shoot. As far as this one goes, yeah, you know, I just never really cared for it. Just the whole appearance of it just kind of appears a little bland to me. You know, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I just don't care for it. But right here we get the map right away, the dungeon map. All of those other areas, I don't think they really contain anything too important. You might get some rupees or maybe spoils or something. So I'm just going to ignore those, but as soon as you get the dungeon map, these guys fall down. They can shock you when they're like that, so you don't want to hit them. But another thing about this dungeon that you probably notice is the water. So you'll see, like, the water is going up and down at random points, or at, you know, a certain amount of time. And it gets kind of annoying having to wait on that. It's not through the whole dungeon, it's just through this first floor here, but you'll see, like, specifically, I think this room, you'll kind of see how it can get a little annoying. So right here, there's no way to get across, and what we have to do is put this box down, and when it's on that switch, it makes that rainbow road appear. But you'll see, once the water goes up, it lifts the box, and it goes away. So this is where it kind of gets annoying, because now I have to wait. I literally have nothing I can do. I just have to wait for it, but it comes back on. And as soon as it does that, you want to run over here as fast as you can and grab this little statue, and then run over quickly. The last thing you want is for the water to rise and the bridge to disappear, then you drop the statue down below. It'll reappear up at top, but I mean, that's just time you don't want to have to bother with waiting for. I will say, though, that one of the cool things about this dungeon is that you get to use the boat. I think that's really cool. Like, you're not alone in this dungeon, which is kind of a big theme for this game, I suppose. Most of the dungeons, you are not alone in them. We haven't seen them yet, but it does happen in dungeons coming up. We will get to some dungeons where we have somebody else with us, and that's one thing that I really love about this game, and the dungeons coming up, because the next dungeons coming up are my favorite ones, the ones where you have your companion with you. But yeah, in this one, you know, I mean, you have the King of Red Lions with you just for kind of a brief amount of time, which I think is really cool. Now here, I can't do anything yet because I need to push this box, and I can't push it while it's floating in the water. So let's see, just need to push it forward a couple times and then push it over here. And that's all you need to do. And then now we wait again, we wait for the water to come back up. But I think there was a lot of potential. You know, I think they really could have done something special for this dungeon. I think they could have placed a bigger emphasis on having your boat with you, and maybe had just a, you know, maybe, you know, kept the boat with you, you know, a little bit longer, or maybe, you know, just kept things a little bit more interesting. Here we get a small key. Oops. These guys drop down, you don't want to hit them, but... You know, instead of having this whole, like, floating water aspect, I think they could have, you know, maybe just done away with that, just kept the water at the same level, and maybe just kind of focused a little more on the boat. You know, like having you sailing around with the boat for the most part. But as you can see, there's no wind indoors, so the sail doesn't do anything, so you have to use the little cruise option here. But over here we have some breakable walls. And so all you need to do is just fire some bombs. You don't have to break all of them, but I like to just for the sake of it. Kind of opens it up, ties the whole room together. But yeah, you know, I mean, I think this dungeon could have had some potential, but you know, it's just kind of forgettable, really. I mean, there's like nothing really like entirely too great to look at. Yeah, it's just kind of boring. Never really cared for it too much. And I think I'll do this now. First thing we can do is we can grab this, and I hope I have enough time to do it. Or actually, I can do that, you know, because of course wood does not conduct electricity, so you can kill him with that, but I completely missed out on it. But I think actually first I'll just go through here. I guess it doesn't matter. And here we have a bubble. I think it's our first time seeing him. But as you can see, the boomerang doesn't have an effect on him. Whoops! Oh, you can hit him? I had no idea. I had no idea you could hit him when he was on fire. I thought you had to like remove the fire first before you could hit him. But in order to remove like the fire or his surrounding, you know, whatever's surrounding him, you can use the Deku Leaf, and he'll stop flying and he'll just start hopping around as a skull. But in this room, if you've ever played a Zelda game before, you probably know what you have to do with that, which means we can't do it just yet, so we'll have to come back into this room. But there are other types of bubbles, so there aren't just, you know, regular just fire bubbles. There are other bubbles that are much stronger than that, and they can do other things, like make it so that you can't draw your sword when they hit you. Is that it? I think that might be all the bubbles, actually, but yeah, whatever. So if you light these on fire, you make a chest appear up here. You probably would have figured this out, you know, not only because those flames are out, but also because after you got the, after you got your compass, you would have seen that there's a chest right here. And it's just a joy pendant, so it's nothing too special, but, you know, I'm gonna pick it up anyway. And so we got our key earlier, so we can go through this door. Got a few more of these guys. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Locked onto the wrong guy there for a second. Hopefully I can get this. Nope, nope, nope. I was hoping I could get all four of them before the water came back up, but I will have to wait. So yeah, you can kind of see a little bit more of where this whole like annoying aspect of this dungeon comes into play. But as soon as you beat all of them, these stairs appear. I was hoping to get up a little higher because you can see like Link rise with the stairs, and it's kind of cool to see that. I don't know why, but it is. You can take my word for it, I guess. But we have another one of these statues. So now we just wait on the water again. There's a lot of waiting. Fortunately, this part of the dungeon isn't really that long. It just kind of feels longer because you're waiting around a lot, but yeah, right after we've set this down, we will be done with this whole water aspect right here. And so that closed that first mouth, but it opened the other two, but we got a little passageway we can go through now. But yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure, like, how, like, what they could have done differently. Like, I know they could have made the water just stand still, but as far as, like, the kind of puzzles they could have had, like, with Coral, I'm not entirely too sure, but, you know, I mean, I think anything they did would have been better than this whole thing, and hopefully I can make it be... nope. Nope, nope, nope. It's just not long enough. Not long enough. Maybe they could have, no, that wouldn't have worked. I was gonna say they could have made it so that the water, like, stayed up top longer than it stayed down on the bottom, but then I just realized that there were some parts where you need the water to stay down low. And there are rats. I do not want rats. So, oh, okay. I do not want these guys hitting me. Especially this part. This part can be a little true. I will take a 20 rupee though. Get out of here. Did you drop another one? Ah, 5. Well, I'll take a 5. That 20 rupees. That was nice though. So you'll see that this guy... Oh shoot, I completely forgot what they're called. But they're the guys that shoot lasers out of their eye. What you want to do is you want to take these statues around. I figure probably... Ah, dang it. Tried to use some speedrunning tactics, but I failed. So you'll want to like walk as far away from them as you can, and you'd probably want to start on the left direction. Like you probably want to walk in the direction that their eye is moving, because if you go the other way, you're walking against their eye, so you're kind of like walking into it. And if you get hit, like it is... Oh god, it's like impossible to try to pick up the statue again to continue moving on. But right here, doing that made these things start moving around. I will need this. Now, right here, I have told you to remember a couple of spots already in the other 2 dungeons, and this is one of them. Or this is the next one that... we see. So what you want to do is drop a bomb right... No! Oh, please tell me they're still moving. Oh, thank goodness. I'll see you at the top. Yeah, I thought I'd be able to make that jump over there, but I didn't. But this right here, this is... let's see, how do I explain this? Like, this is part of the Tingle Tuner in the GameCube version, because in the GameCube version you could connect your Game Boy Advance, and you could use that as like a cell phone to Tingle. And so the benefit of that was that you could buy like potions from Tingle, and you could also buy bombs from him so that he could like lay bombs down. And what you're supposed to do in these specific spots is you pay for a bomb from Tingle and have him drop it, and he makes a chest appear with that statue in them. And so we got our first statue, and we'll have to go back to the other 2 dungeons that we did not have bombs in, and we'll be able to get the statues there. I don't believe it actually does anything, or it does, but like I believe just for this game, and it's not entirely too important. Like this is required to 100% the photo gallery. But of course, in this game, since there is no Tingle Tuner or Game Boy connectivity, you just need to drop a regular bomb, so you don't need a Tingle Bomb. But I think I'm going to end the video off right here. We've made a pretty good progress, like maybe 1/3 of the way through the dungeon already. 1/3 of the dungeon before the boss, but I'm going to end it here, so I will see you guys next time, where we will continue on in the Tower of the Gods. I will see you then.